Hello friends, movie lovers around the world. Are you all healthy? In this video, we're going to discuss a highly awaited movie that just aired in theaters, called Superman, a film directed by James. 3 weeks ago, Superman stopped an attack by the country of Baravia on Jarhamper, making the world controversial. 3 hours ago, a metahuman named Hammer of Baravia attacked Superman in Metropolis City. This marks Superman's first defeat. The losing Superman was immediately helped by his superdog Krypto, who brought him back home to his headquarters called the Fortress of Solitude. Inside, there are several Superman robots who are very willing to help him. Superman receives a message from his parents, who are gone from the already destroyed planet Krypton, and it was cut in half. Superman believes that his parents told him to protect the Earth. Superman suffered severe injuries, even to the point of breaking a bone. To heal, he needs an intake of yellow sunlight. An engineer was told to find Superman's whereabouts, and Superman immediately flew off after he felt good. In Metropolis City, it turns out that the Hammer of Baravia is controlled by a bald person named Lex Luthor. There was a battle between them, and with ease, Superman was incapacitated. Lex Luthor can apparently predict Superman's movements thanks to years of researching him. The engineer himself managed to find Superman's headquarters and didn't think the base was encased in ice. While returning to the city, a civilian named Mally happily helped Superman. The Hammer of Baravia entered a portal, which itself penetrated directly into the Luthor Corp headquarters. It turns out the original name of Hammer of Baravia is Ultraman. Here's Superman's human identity. He is a journalist named Clark Kent, who works at a company called the Daily Planet. He has parents on Earth who work as farmers, and he also has co-workers named Jimmy and Lois Lane. On TV, they see the president of Baravia make a speech, stating that the Hammer of Baravia has nothing to do with his country, and he was very critical of what Superman did to his team. The problem is, Baravia and America have been friends for a long time, and Superman instead helped their enemy state, Jarhamper. Lex Luthor presented the metahumans he made to the UN Council, which included Ultraman, the engineer, and also an army of robots called Planet One. Lex wants to catch Superman because he thinks Superman can cause chaos for having disrupted the war between Baravia and Jarhamper. However, because there was not enough evidence that Superman is a dangerous metahuman to America, it was rejected. At his house, it turns out Lois Lane already knows Superman's true identity, which is Clark Kent, and now they're half dating. Clark allows Lois to interview him as Superman. Lois started the interview by asking about Superman's act of helping the people of Jarhamper against Baravian troops. Superman also threatened the president of Baravia that if he starts another war with Jarhamper, then he has to deal with him. Superman just wants to help people who need help, but Lois kept grilling him with questions about the geopolitical conditions between America and Baravia if heroes from America even help their enemies. In the end, because they were arguing about who was most right, the interview session got hotter and changed topics. Clark is from a planet called Krypton that has been destroyed. He then got a message from his parents that he must help the Earth and people in need. Because the situation got really hot, they eventually got into a fight, and Clark left. Lex Luthor and his team went to Antarctica, coming to Superman's headquarters, and somehow they were able to open the door to the base. They immediately finished off the Superman robots and also Krypto. After that, Lex told the engineer to hack a computer there. The engineer got Superman's parents' message, and it turns out he can fix those broken messages. While on the other side, Lex's 2 men released bait to distract Superman. Sure enough, the monster that was a kid last night had gotten really big, and Superman had to fight those monsters to save the city citizens. Superman saved the citizens of the city, and at that time, members of the Justice League also came, Green Lantern, Hawkgirl, and Mr. Terrific, to help defeat the monster. Because its skin was tough, they went after the soft parts of the monster, including its eyes. Mr. Terrific also inserted a bomb into the belly of the monster, which made it explode inside, and finally, they were able to defeat the monster with teamwork. Of course, it turns out that Superman and members of this Justice League have been working together for a long time to crush the enemy. At the time that Superman was accused by Lex if Superman is an alien who wants to rule the Earth, this is evident from the message of Superman's parents, who apparently told him to be the ruler of the Earth, and only Superman is the one who can continue their legacy to rule mankind on Earth. Because of those allegations, Superman was quickly hated by everyone, and of course, the Justice League members couldn't believe this. Superman explained that the message was half true, but Mr. Terrific confirmed that the message was 100% authentic and correct. As a result of that evidence, the top UN officials had to act quickly. While everyone already hates Superman, including the president of Baravia, who used this opportunity to start committing his military aggression back to Jarhamper, when it was unexpected, apparently this Baravian president also has a portal to a place called the Pocket Dimension, and he's been waiting for Lex Luthor there. Arrived at the headquarters, Superman was so sad to see his ruined robot, and he was confused why they were able to get into this place. This place can only be opened with Superman's DNA. Superman went straight to Lex Luthor's headquarters to search for Krypto that was no longer at headquarters. Because of that thing, everyone hates Superman more and more, and even on television, he was commented on by Peacemaker. Superman gets confused as hell. There, Lois came to calm them down. While outside, Justice League members were fighting with aliens. Superman was so disappointed in his parents' message telling him to rule the Earth. Lois also explained that Superman is also an ordinary man. He really believes in everyone, and that was his strength. Superman had to look up where Krypto was because Krypto is very important to him. Superman turned himself in to the government, and he was taken to the Luthor Corp headquarters, where there is a portal to the Pocket Dimension. There, Lex Luthor was waiting for him. Lex has made various kinds of metahumans, and one of them was a guy named Rex. The Element Man, Rex, could make all elements, even kryptonite that can weaken Superman. Superman turned himself in to the government, and he was taken to the Luthor Corp headquarters, where there is a portal to the Pocket Dimension. There, Lex Luthor was waiting for him. Lex has made various kinds of metahumans, and one of them was a guy named Rex. The Element Man, Rex, could make all elements, even kryptonite that can weaken Superman. Back to the Pocket Universe there, Lex also has various kinds of monkeys tasked with being a social media buzz to take down Superman. Krypto is also held there. Not even just Krypto, a great many prisoners who were there, who have insulted Lex, even Baby Rex, were also detained there. Then on the other side, Jimmy will meet with his informant who turns out to be Lex Luthor's girlfriend. If was so obsessed with Jimmy, and she was willing to do anything to date Jimmy, and Jimmy told her to dig up information about Lex and Baravia. There, Superman tried to talk to Rex and he said he could get them out of there. But Rex didn't want anything to happen to his son. Lois came to the Justice League headquarters to enlist their help looking for Superman in the Pocket Universe. But they all didn't seem to want to help Superman, except Mr. Terrific, who cares about Superman, and he decided to help Lois look for her boyfriend. Mr. Terrific had attached some sort of tracking device to Superman's body, and they went to use Mr. Terrific's airplane. The week Superman was visited by Lex and also the president of Baravia, who apparently brought Malik there. They played a game of Russian roulette with Malik to make Superman miserable. Superman was so sad to see Malik die, and Lex will finish off everyone who deals with Superman. On the other side, Mr. Terrific and Lois arrived at the portal place where Superman was taken. Because they didn't want to be asked to leave, they finally fought with Lex's troops. Here, we also saw how badass Mr. Terrific was, who could wipe out all those troops with ease. Mr. Terrific was surprised by Lex, that he actually built a pocket universe, a very risky universe, disturbing reality. Lex felt sad to see a human being die. He finally wanted Superman to save his son, yet to cure Superman, they needed the sun until Rex made an artificial sun using his powers. While on the other side, Mr. Terrific managed to hack that portal, and they could go into the pocket universe. Mr. Terrific deployed his drone to find where Superman was, while Superman directly saved Rex's son. He even saved Krypto too, and they needed to figure a way out of here right away. There, Superman got attacked by Lex Luthor's robot men, and he had to be thrown into the river of reality. While Rex could have crippled that army by turning himself into an acidic liquid. Superman was trying to save himself while Mr. Terrific's drone instead was targeted by Krypto. Unexpectedly, the river leads to a black hole. Superman couldn't hope for Krypto because he got distracted, and finally, with Rex's help, they can all survive that black hole. Mr. Terrific found them, and finally, they all made it out through the portal, which was already wanting to close. Mr. Terrific was upset about Krypto biting his drone. Rex and his son survived. Superman was poisoned due to kryptonite, and he had to rest for 2 days. Lois also brought Superman using Mr. Terrific's vehicle, while Mr. Terrific was guarding that portal hole. Lex was mad that Superman was able to get away from there, and because he was fed up, If also divulged company secrets of Lex Luthor to Jimmy. Unfortunately, it was heard by Ultraman, and finally, If was arrested. But If instead sent pictures of her selfies. Lois manages to get Superman to his parents' house that is on Earth. There they let Clark rest first. Lois finally sees Clark's childhood room. There, Jimmy reported that he put lots of selfies from If, and Lois got something from that selfie. Lex Luthor is already head. Emotions deliberately damaged the portal universe. It was to lure Superman that made that pocket universe widen all over the world, and Mr. Terrific can't do anything. Clark was awakened. He had breakfast in the yard with his father. There, Clark was telling stories that his mother and father from Krypton sent a message to rule the Earth. His father also explained that Clark can choose what he thinks is right, and Clark is free to choose what he wants to be, and that was his strength. There is news on TV. Baravia attacked Jarhamper again, while the people of Jarhamper unite in hope for Superman to come help them. There, Mr. Terrific contacted him. Mr. Terrific was asking for help to close the pocket universe that was widening and is now heading to Metropolis. There, Lois presented things he had found to his boss that Baravia and Lex Luthor worked together. After Baravia conquered Jarhamper, half of the country will be ruled by Lex Luthor. With his boss, they got into Mr. Terrific's vehicle, and there, Jimmy was ordered to release the news. Mr. Terrific was asking for help to close the pocket universe that was widening and is now heading to Metropolis. There, Lois presented things he had found to his boss that Baravia and Lex Luthor worked together. After Baravia conquered Jarhamper, half of the country will be ruled by Lex Luthor. With his boss, they got into Mr. Terrific's vehicle, and there, Jimmy was ordered to release the news. On the other side, the universe gap has reached the city of Metropolis and cut open those buildings that were there and made a mess. Lex took his base flying to avoid those cracks, and at that time, even large buildings collapsed, which thankfully Superman came in time. There, they had to find a code in order to close this rift that was in Luthor Corp. The Engineer and Ultraman came attacking them both, and as usual, Superman's movement can be read easily by Lex Luthor. Superman was successfully paralyzed. The Engineer directly used this opportunity to cover Superman's face using his tool so he couldn't breathe anymore. The president of Baravia ordered all his troops to begin to attack all the people of Jarhamper. Clark flew out of the Earth's atmosphere. He had to duel with the Engineer and Ultraman. It turns out Superman's plan is to use atmospheric pressure and gravity so that they can both come crashing down to Earth hard. When viewed, Superman still survived and managed to eject the nanotech from his lungs. The Engineer is dying, and Ultraman is also alive, who turns out this Ultraman is a Superman clone that was created by Lex Luthor. That's why it has the same powers as Superman and can open Superman's headquarters as well, of course, because their DNA is the same. Superman is so cornered, coupled with the coming of the gap that will destroy the city of Metropolis soon. There, when the Baravian forces wanted to invade, Green Lantern, Hawkgirl, and also Rex came to help the people of Jarhamper. On the other side, the president of Baravia wanted to evacuate, which turned out to be Hawkgirl caught him right off and dropped him right off from above the height. Jimmy also posted news about Lex Luthor's crimes. While Lex Luthor says everything there has been a Superman in this world. So cornered, Superman was even suspended his eyes by his own clone, and he was battered very much. Superman called Krypto again to help him eat all of Lex Luthor's surveillance drones, because he really likes to chase drones, of course. Without that drone, Lex can't predict Ultraman. And finally, Lex Luthor's team of robots came to attack Superman. Ultraman's still not giving up, and now they're fighting right under the black hole. In the end, Superman can defeat Ultraman. Then quickly they flew towards the Luthor Corp headquarters. Mr. Terrific directly took over the computer to cancel the program of that universe gap. In the meantime, Lex also lost. Superman admitted that he is just like a normal person, and that was his strength. Mr. Terrific also managed to close the gap again. While Lex Luthor's crimes have been revealed, he himself is alleged to have cooperated with Baravia to colonize Jarhamper to get half the country's land. Everyone in the world now denounces Lex Luthor, and everyone finally forgave Superman. The people of Jarhamper celebrated their victory, and because of his help, Rex is put into the Justice League team by the Green Lantern. All prisoners Lex Luthor, who was held in Pocket Universe, were released, including If, who immediately hugged the man of her dreams, which is Jimmy. Clark met Lois there. They went to a quiet place and immediately collided in the air while flying. Everyone knows that Superman is dating Lois. Then, at his house, Superman had a guest who turned out it was his sister, Supergirl. Yes, it turns out Krypto is Supergirl's dog, and the Supergirl seems to love getting drunk. After that, Superman's robot also shows Superman's memory with his old man on Earth, from childhood to adulthood. In the mid-credits scene, we're going to see Superman and Krypto sitting on the moon, staring at the Earth. Post-credit scene, we'll see Superman and Mr. Terrific, who were staring at the marks of buildings that were once split. Now it's reunited, but the building looks asymmetrical and Superman criticizes this. Mr. Terrific is certainly upset, and the movie ended. Well, maybe that's all for the movie storyline we have at this time. If there are suggestions and inputs, please write in the comment section. For those who have just joined this channel, please like the video and subscribe to his channel, yes, so that you guys don't miss the latest movies in the cinema.